Good evening, coaches, or good morning, depending on when you're watching this video. Today I'm going to show you what I did in my residential controller algo and my commercial controller algo. So here I go. So for my residential controller, which is up here, we have a column, an elevator, a call button, doors, and floor request button object, which all define specific sequences. So as you can see here, my column object will be important for the following sequences, which includes a request elevator function, which will call the following actions that I will go into more detail as to what they are further in this video. Next, we have the find best elevator sequence. It will check the status of the elevator and the direction of the elevator and call the next sequence that is best elevator. So I'll try not to go into too much detail as there is a lot of code for not too much time, but basically why using the floor and direction of the elevator is the function that decides for which elevator will be sent at the user floor when the user will, you know, press on the call button and request an elevator. Then I define the elevator, which includes lots of things like a button panel, doors, music, weights, and door sensor. The program in this class will first use the move elevator sequence, which will make the program understand that if, when called, the elevator position is lower than the user floor, then it will go up until it reaches its destination. And the opposite goes for the same if the elevator is higher than the user floor. So if it's higher, it's just gonna go down because it's -1. Then the program will start the request landing sequence, which will, once you press the call button, add your request to the list of requests, close the elevator doors, move the elevator, and once arrived at its destination, will open the doors and update the list of requests. I also implemented an important feature called checked weight capacity, which is right over here. It will alert the user of the elevator that the elevator weight has went beyond what is safe and that it will be put on stop until the weight is safe again, so that it doesn't collapse or do any damage to not only the elevator but the people inside it. 2 minute 38. Okay, here we go. So now the other sequences that I'm going to talk about are much simpler. Um, the button has a sequence that makes it so that it's not on click unless it is pressed. The doors sequence, which is right there, even if it was already mentioned before, is set in more details over here. For example, I've set a timer here that will last for 10 seconds before the doors automatically closes. So it leaves a big enough window for the people to get inside. Next, I define the floor request button that will activate once call button is pressed. This function serves to make the program recognize that where the call button was pressed is the requested floor of the elevator. Uh, so right after that is a less important sequence, but that is important nonetheless. The button lights. So it's simple. If the call button is pressed, then it has to glow to show the user's elevator is on its way. And right after that, I did a little temporal logic facultative thing. I'm not sure if it's good enough, so I'm not gonna do too much detail, but you can see here what it looks like. I would have loved to have more time to make sure that it actually works, but hey, it's 8:39, we gotta go. Same for the scenario, but I think everything is good. Um, so yeah, let's go into commercial real quick. I have a minute left. So it's quite similar to the residential controller, only that the commercial controller has more objects, such as battery and floor display. Apart from that, they are about the same. The battery will serve to create multiple things, such as a column list, which job will be to connect functions, like a new column to minimum floor, max floor, and amount of elevator per column. Uh, a request elevator and request floor sequence, which will mainly serve to call most of my function, monitoring call button list to make it so that when a button is pressed, an elevator is requested, and a find best column, which is down there. which will make it so that the program understands in which columns must the elevator be called to meet the user's request. The floor display will serve to indicate, wait, it's right there. I'm gonna get down. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it will serve to indicate the client where he is so he can know about how much time he'll make it to his floor. So yeah, this is what I've been able to make so far this week. I've run into multiple problems creating this, so hopefully it's not too bad. So yeah, 530. Okay, have a great day and see you next week.